أولا جزاكم الله خير على الاستضافة، شكرا. أحمد الكلباني، عميد أكاديمية الإلكتروني. أنا سويت البرزنتيشن بالإنجليزي and I will continue saying it in English. I think it's going to be more smoother and more understandable from a technological point of view. Okay, the topic that I'm talking about today is really very huge. It emerged three different domains. We are talking about innovation by itself, and we talk about digital economy, and we talk about cybersecurity. These three main domains are really very complex, and to merge them and to put them all together, it's really it's too much. It's too much for a 15-minute session. But what I did is I tried to review it as much as I can and put it in a session in a strategic, tactical domain level. So I don't want to go more into the technical side. So let me start. We know that everybody now is the governments, organizations are moving to, we call it another concept, digital transformation, which leads to a digital economy. That's the idea of it. So when we talk about digital economy or digital transformation, we are talking about moving our services and moving our financial transactions electronically. We don't want to see any papers in front of us. We try to make things straight online. That's what has been heard by His Excellency the Minister this morning. Most of the organizations now is taking really a step forward to move most of their services online. So with this strategy, and they start to, of course, they start to put leading technologies such as cloud and so on. However, although this is moving to a digital technology or a digital economy, and most of the organizations, they see it, there is like a potential advantage from an investment point of view, but still there is the concern of cybersecurity attackers, which really give us the doubt, always that nerve, where you see yourself is, I'm not trusting this technology, I'm not trusting login to web, I'm not trusting to deal this with, to share my information across this platform. And that's why is the innovations of cybersecurity came in place. People that they start to think about different ways to protect themselves, starts to introduce so many technologies that will focus on three things actually. It will focus on detection level, and it will focus on the prevention level, as well as it will focus on the incident response, how they will respond to a cyber attack if it happens. So these are the three, please put it in your mind. These are the three, when we talk about innovation, most of the innovations we will come across, they will focus on those three domains: detection, prevention, and response. You see who has got the true innovator spirit. I believe you know them, the hackers. Those people that they are really looking forward to find the vulnerabilities, the existing misconfiguration is going in the systems, and they start to misuse them, exploit them to attack you. I call them personally. Those are the innovators. Those are the hackers that they have that kind of mindset. I'm not encouraging people to be a hacker or to be an attacker, but I'm saying is those people that they have that mindset of an innovator. They have that spirit. They have that. We should give them the spirit بصراحة. إنهم they are always having that kind of mentality to look at things, to look at that light. How can I reduce that light? It's hitting me very hard. So anyway, this is the true innovators, but we don't like them, but we should respect them. So let's look at the innovation in cybersecurity. When we talk about innovation, it's a journey. We talk about it's most of our leaders, when we talk about innovation, to be honest with you, they should look at it from a long goals, a strategic perspective. It's a building of nations to have a bunch of people that they are able to look at things in a different way, try to create different ways to use the existing and the future systems. Also, it's a continuous process, a continuous business, innovations all over the place. And the last thing, it's fail fast. You see, when you try to experience something and you try to get a solutions, you will get sometimes definitely from the first test, first try, fail. But if you have that mentality of continuations and you have that mentality of, okay, I failed for the first time, but I need to continue, do my testing and keep going. So this is not a drawback actually when you fail on the first time. It's a continuous process. Innovation is essential for cybersecurity professionals. Why do essential practice? When I say it's essential practice, I think any cybersecurity professionals, he has to explore what he is using in terms of technologies, platforms in his organization. He has to know, one of Saeed has mentioned, he has to look at the reviews of those systems. He has to know what are the existing vulnerabilities, what are the other organizations is talking about that. So he has to look at those vulnerabilities exist or practice, and it's a day-by-day practice. Cybersecurity innovation, digital economy, it has more or less, I'm sure the list it can go beyond 4 points, but it is a continuous improvement and rapid adjustments. Whenever you put your mindset as an innovator, there will be a lot of ideas, a lot of challenges you will face, and you will continue doing it, and you will try to sort it out. Accelerate the strength of process of participation. Of course, working individual is going to be very hard with this, the expose of technologies and the emerging of different technologies, as well as the interconnectivities is going on across the world. So you can't work by yourself. You need to have that kind of collaborations among a number of different organizations. Increase the positive impact in terms of results attained. Of course, when you are setting your mindset as innovators and you start to perceive some results based on your testing, you will look for the positive advantage of it. The other thing is innovation. It looks at, and this is what I would like, because I'm the dean of the Cybersecurity Academy, the accelerating the learning, and we start to change our strategy in giving courses. Doing the traditional training is going to be after 2 years, 3 years time, you will get fed up of it. But when you start to look at the CPL, which is challenge-based learning, and this is what we are doing in this conference, we are setting a drill at the back of, in one of the rooms at the back there. Challenge-based learning is the most excellent approach that most of the literature and even the industry believe it is working, especially for the cybersecurity field. Maybe in the other domains, I don't know, in business side, maybe this is not going to work, but in cybersecurity field is the right approach for it. If you face a challenge, sort it out, get me a solution. I need it now. So they can do their own research, they can see what others is doing, they can use their experience, they can do so many different ways. So that is what we call it. It's like a kind of self-learning and so on. Okay, what we need actually to have a cybersecurity innovation in place. Everybody is talking about Ibtikar, everybody is talking about so many things, but we have to highlight really the main important things when it comes to innovation. And we benchmark ourselves against those 6 pillars that I will mention. Do we have a cross-collaborative culture? This is one of the things, and I'm thanking really Saeed. He mentioned that تعاون بين المؤسسات. We need to cultivate we need to cultivate these collaborations across the organizations, really. And this is one of the important things. If you don't share with me the IOC, if you don't share with me your practice, your best practice, if you are not share with me whatever incident you have faced with, I don't think that we will come to a point where we can push ourselves to the innovation mindset. The other part is government intervention. I'm talking about here the positive government intervention. And when we talk about positive government interventions here, we are talking about حوافز, incentives, and we are talking about the agreements between these organizations in a way that to collaborate or governing the innovation process. Ecosystem. We should have an interconnection between all the different organizations, academia, industry, government, researchers, schools even, you name it. This ecosystem should handle and should enable you to share, to communicate securely, to share your idea in an innovation way, and so on. Research and development community. And this is really what it's really we are lacking of. And I wish in the near future, research and development community is really increasing in the country, because this pillar in particular is a very solid stone, I call it صراحة. If we don't have that kind of researchers that they are really putting their 7 hours a day researching in cybersecurity, what is the latest, what is going on. I'm talking about more into not a theoretical part, but a scientific analysis of papers and research. Economic actors, and when we talk about the economic actors here, we are focusing on those organizations or people or whoever, they will use the production. They will support whatever innovation is coming out of this cybersecurity. Platform, حاضنة, or whatever we call it, where all the resources is available for you. As a researcher, I am looking for a specific article or a specific things. I can have the access to get that article and read through it. I don't need to be, I have to be plugged in one of the universities to get all of this. We need some way that we can, as researchers, able to use and utilize the accessibility to those resources. Engineers, he is looking for to test his application, and he want to see if it's well done. So we should have a place where they can come and test their systems and so on. With all this, with all this, we should have a strategic intent related to innovation. We can't just say, oh, we need innovation, and that's it. Innovation is, بصراحة, it's plugged in with human. If you are not innovation, you plug it in yourself, in your daily life, I don't think it's going to be coming just. So we need to have at least a strategic intent, or even an individual intent. Also, we need a governance, and we need a resources flow, plus an organization agreement. These are, when it comes to innovation, these are the 6 pillars that we are thinking. Personally, I'm thinking that we need to really to have, and all of this is surrounded with the strategic and organizational agreement and so on. So what are the technologies? We heard a lot about the different ways of innovation. So within cybersecurity, where we do really need to focus on. Oh, خلصنا ما شاء الله. خلاص, okay. What areas, when we talk about innovation, what areas really we need to look at when it comes to innovation in cybersecurity? I'm sure that a lot of my colleagues has mentioned that artificial intelligence, and when we talk about artificial intelligence, we talk about machine learning. And that's why when machine learning is, you remember when I said in my first slide, when it comes to innovation, we are talking about detection, we are talking about prevention, and we are talking about incident response. Machine learning is helping there. Machine learning, it will allow you to do the detection phase a lot. And of course, deep learning, this is also a prevention, it can help you. Behavioral analytics, zero trust model, and I'm sure that you heard about the supply chain attackers that is happening. And it's all about zero trust and hardware authentication and so on. Oops. So we looked at the technology, we looked at the domains. So let's benchmark a little bit very quickly ourselves, what we really need to look at. So when it comes to me or a country or an organization, let's look at these 4 domains, how far we are doing to see that we are doing really good or bad in innovation. So knowledge jobs, do we have a good, quiet job created in the domain itself? So that will give me a good indicator. Companies launched in cybersecurity, revenue of products, how many is Oman is doing in this term? How many products we have produced? This is something that we need to benchmark. Research and gap and operation, how far we are, what is the gap that we are having right now, and how far we are moving to minimize this or to reduce the gap. Government programs, I'm sure a lot of government initiatives going on, and industrial programs. Human capacity, number of academic initiatives, graduates produced, cyber academic discipline established. And of course, the engagements and the collaborations among the decision makers in the country, as well as the projects across, and the sponsoring. Thank you very much.